long time ago, I did a video about what atheism was, where I laid out, I think pretty clearly, the definition of atheism, theism, and even agnosticism. A while later, I did a video on labels, a video which virtually gets no love, I might add, where I expanded on that in a general sense, explaining that we all use labels to generally describe our positions, and that it's only through accurate use of labels and an accurate understanding of labels that we can have a concise and useful discussion. Unfortunately, few people pay even the slightest bit of attention to this. They either make up their own labels on the spur of the moment, or incorrectly use already accepted labels in ways which are not actually accurate. All of this just gets in the way of having clear communications and essentially makes talking to some people completely pointless. If you can't use words in a way that people understand what you mean, then you're just wasting everyone's time. So, yes, this is going to be a bit of a rant, fair warning, so if that really offends you, please move on to another video. But for people who really care about having a productive discussion, please stick around. The focus of my discussion today is going to be on the word atheism. I know that some people just don't like the word. I don't necessarily blame them. The religious in our society have given the word a negative connotation, and whether it makes any sense or not, people can look down on you just because you identify with the word. Well, here's a newsflash for people. Words have meanings for a reason, and just because you don't like a word doesn't mean that it isn't the appropriate word for the situation. But you get people who will say, well, I'm not an atheist, I'm an agnostic. No, you're an idiot. If you don't believe in gods, you're an atheist. Period. It's a binary proposition. You're either a theist or you're an atheist. You can't be both, you can't be neither. You are one or the other no matter if it makes you feel good or not. It's like being dead or alive. You're either dead or alive. You can't be both, you can't be neither. It's totally binary. Well, I guess you could argue that you're a zombie or a vampire, but those are imaginary, so if that's your position, fuck you. So we get back to you being in one camp or the other, whether you like it or not. Theism requires an active belief in a god or gods. Belief, by definition, is active. You can't sort of believe something. You can't almost believe something. You can't maybe believe something. You either believe or you don't. If you do believe it, in this case in the existence of God or gods, then you're a theist. If you do not, then you are an atheist. Easy peasy, pick one. Atheism does not require someone to actively believe that gods do not exist. The prefix a in English means not. It means without. It does not mean against. For that, you're looking for anti-theism. Atheism is simply lacking the quality of theism. It's a neutral position. It requires no active state. It is what we call a default position, although that pisses theists off to no end. Every baby that is born is an atheist because they do not have any active belief in gods. They can't. They've never been introduced to the concept. Therefore, they are without the quality of theism, thus atheists. They don't have to choose it because atheism doesn't have to be a choice. Rocks and trees and squirrels are atheists too. Well, unless squirrels have some squirrel god they worship and we just don't know about it. But this is where people get it wrong. Where atheism and theism pertain to belief, agnosticism and Gnosticism pertain to knowledge. They answer two entirely different questions. If someone asks you if you believe in God and you say you're an agnostic, that's like them asking you what your favorite color is and you saying Star Wars. It makes no sense. You're not answering the question that's being asked. You're just making yourself look like an idiot to people who know better. Gnosticism refers to the ability to know something, in this case, about the existence or characteristics of gods. If you are Gnostic, then you think that you know, or at the very least have some way to know, if gods exist, or what gods are like. If you're agnostic, though, then you lack the quality of Gnosticism, and you do not think that you know, or have the ability to know, that gods exist or what they're like. Agnosticism doesn't necessarily mean that you think it's impossible to ever know if any gods exist, any more than atheism doesn't mean that you can never believe in gods. It just means that at the moment, based on your current knowledge or ideology, you do not. This really isn't that hard, but people make it difficult because people have emotional attachments to words. They either enjoy a label, even if it doesn't apply to them, or they hate a label, even if it does. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference whether you like the label or not, though. It either fits or it doesn't fit, regardless of your feelings. People get way too hung up on labels because I want it to make me feel good. Well, too fucking bad. Truth doesn't stop being true because your emotions get in the way. Grow the fuck up and deal with it. In fact, I wish people would just grow the fuck up with regards to just about everything. Stop being so whiny about your precious little feelings and rent a fucking clue. The world is what the world is, whether you like it or not. Stop pretending reality has to cater to you. If people could do that, we'd have a much more peaceful, intelligent, and frankly better planet, and wouldn't that be nice? And thus ends the rant.